Good morning, y'all. I'm on my walk. And I'm sitting here thinking and talking out loud, talking about how it's time for us to grow. Like, it's time to grow. Are you growing? You gotta ask yourself that. Are you growing? Are you mature? Are you doing the same thing you were doing 3 years ago? Are you doing the same thing you were doing 1 year ago? If you find yourself in a cycle, if you find yourself, not getting any changes, the same thing keep happening in your life, you keep meeting, it seems like you keep meeting the same person over and over again in a different body, it's because you're in a toxic cycle. Like, you got to break out of that. You got to break out of that and go in the opposite direction, right? We are creatures of habit. And the fact that we are creatures of habit, it means that our brain is wired to operate off of the same thing over and over again. Like habits, things that we have been programmed to think and believe. Like, we got to reprogram in order to have a new operating system, have something new that we operating off of. You got to reprogram your mind, hit that reboot button. And so, like, you gotta sit down and you gotta be real with yourself. You gotta be real with yourself and say, and I'm on my walk, y'all. That's why I'm out of breath, and that's why I'm recording this audio only. So, and it's cold outside, so I got my hands in my pocket. But you gotta be real with yourself and say, what do I actually want? What do I want out of life? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to do? What do I love to do? What do I want? What am I operating out of that I need to stop operating out of? Like, what am I doing that's unhealthy for me? You got to look at yourself. Forget about everything else. Like, I made that video yesterday, cut out all distractions. Forget about everything else. Forget about the noise outside of you. You got to look within. That's how things going to change in your life, when you start looking within. When you start looking at yourself and saying, why am I so angry? Why am I always snappy? Why do I wake up mad? Why do I drink so much? Like, you got to be aware. You can't be out here on autopilot. A lot of people out here on autopilot, they're not aware of their actions. They're not aware of how their behaviors affect other people around them. They're not aware. It's like they are in sleep mode, like, and it's just, I don't know how to describe it, but they're like on sleep mode, and they can only see everybody else, but they can't see themselves, which is so crazy, because you should be the one to see yourself. You should be aware of what you're doing, what you're saying, how you operating, what's going on, what's wrong, what you need to fix, whatever. You should be aware of that, because you spend the most time with you. Other people don't spend the most time with you. You spend the most time with you. So if you're unaware, you're not I guess, like, spiritually aware of what's going on, but it's time to do some work. That's why you in that cycle. That's why you stuck in that toxic cycle right there. And I ain't listen. A lot of people gonna get stepped on in this video, audio, whatever you want to call it. But listen, you got to be real with yourself. It's time to be real. It's time to stop sugarcoating stuff. Stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. What is it that you need to work on in your life? Stop doing other things to distract you from working on the thing. Like, okay, let's say you in a toxic relationship, for instance. We'll do the relationship. You in a toxic relationship. This is one or two things that you love about this person, but they toxic as all outdoors. And you listen, and you settling. You settling because this person give you these one or two good things every now and then. And then they turn around and call you out your name, put their hands on you, do you dirty, backstab you, cheat on you, do whatever. They doing you dirty. But you just love the way that they gas you up. You just love the way that they touch you, the way that they give you affection. You listen, You could give all of that. What is that person giving you that you can't give yourself? You got to think about that. You could give yourself everything. When you sit down and you start building your relationship with God, you start sitting by yourself in solitude. You're writing in your journal. You're reading your Bible. You're reading books. You pouring into yourself. You're giving yourself everything that you need. You're giving yourself all the love, attention, validation, everything. And so when you start doing this, actually doing the work on yourself, you're not going to be phased. You're not going to be, you're not going to be moved by whatever somebody else is giving you. You're not going to be impressed. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry. You're not going to be impressed by what somebody else got to offer because you already giving it to yourself. So let's say you are very secure within yourself. You're not insecure. You know what you need to work on. You know what you are working on. You are a work in progress, basically. We're all a work in progress. But a lot of people ain't working on themselves. But let's just say you already, giving yourself all the things. Somebody come in your life, they're trying to gas you up, swooning over you and stuff like that. That's not going to impress you. That's not going to do nothing to you because you already giving it to yourself. Okay, what else do you have? Come on, next. What else? It's not going to impress you. So you're going to be able to see that person for who they truly are. The reason why we settle in these toxic relationships is because it's something that we ain't giving ourselves. We're not aware of that thing. It's something that we're not doing. And then we fall into these toxic relationships because it's these one or two things that we're not giving ourselves, that we haven't discovered in ourselves yet, that this person offers, that this person operates out of. And we just love that thing about that person. Guess what? You falling in love with yourself. You ain't falling in love with that person. But you're so asleep still. You're not aware. You're oblivious to the fact that this is you that you're falling in love with. You ain't falling in love with that person. They got something inside of them that you actually got in you, but it's undiscovered. And you got to discover it by sitting with yourself, by spending time with God, spending time in solitude, going out for a walk, looking at the birds, looking at the trees, talking to God, talking to yourself. You're not spending enough time with yourself. You always want to be in a relationship with somebody because you can't battle your own demons. Listen, we all got our own fight to fight. And when you get in a toxic relationship, you're giving somebody else your demons to fight. Listen, they got their own demons to fight. They got their own battle to fight. They fighting their own battle. And so it's not fair. It's not fair to, even if that person is toxic, it's not fair to get in a relationship. You still unhealed. You still toxic. You got toxic personality traits. You still got stuff that you need to work on. And basically hand over all your baggage to that person. And they trying to hand their baggage over to you. It's always going to be a fight. It's always going to be back and forth. You're always going to be bumping heads. Because their bag is not your bag. Your bag is not their bag. And so you got to fight your own battles. That means sitting with yourself and doing the work. And when you do the work, that's when them toxic cycles break. That's when you break those curses off of you. They already been broken. You're already free. It's just a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. You got to shift your mindset. Say, okay, I want more. And if you want more, then you got to do more. If you want different, you got to do different. If you want new, you got to do new. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You got to shift your mindset and say, okay, I want something better. I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to do this no more. Stop it. I don't want to be in this relationship no more. I don't want to do this no more. I want better. So I'm going to look for better. I'm going to look for better within, not in nobody else, not in no new relationship. No, you got to go find it within yourself. That's why you see when couples break up or, toxic relationship after it ends, that toxic person go run and get up onto somebody else because they need a new victim. They need somebody else to give their bag to because you dropped that bag. The other person dropped that bag. They ain't want that bag no more. I don't want to do this no more because you're too toxic. You need to go heal. You need to go work on yourself, right? You always see the toxic person is the one that go run and get up onto somebody else. But the one that actually wanted something new, They go find themselves. They go flourish. And most times, it's always a woman that does that. Most times. I said most times, not all the time. Because it's a lot of men that's actually done started doing the work on themselves. They doing the self-development work. And it's beautiful to see that our men are doing this. It's amazing, actually, that men are actually looking within. Women are more intuitive than men. Women are more intuitive. So a woman gonna go find herself. She gonna have her little breakdown for a little while, for a little minute. And then she gonna get back up and she gonna come back 10 times harder every single time. Every time. Now, if she toxic, she gonna go get up on another man because she don't want to fight that battle. She don't want to fight her own fight. Right? And so that toxic cycle just restarts over again. And then she gonna feel like, he, whoever, they gonna feel like, dang, I keep meeting the same person in the same body. You meeting the same demon in a different body. That same spirit that other person carried, that you just left. You meeting in another body. Why? Because you didn't heal. You got something that the enemy wants. You got to go look within. You got to go do the work on yourself and start walking in purpose. Start walking and doing the thing that you love to do. Go do something you love. Find a hobby. Find something that if you love to paint, go paint. If you love to go bowling, go bowl. If you like golfing, go golfing. Go do something that you love. Start a business. Fall in love with you and start a business. Because guess what? That business is going to flourish. I talked about this a couple days ago. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. How entrepreneurship is spiritual. If you're not doing the work on yourself, it's going to reflect in your business. It's going to reflect in your business. You see how nowadays, when you go to a restaurant now, McDonald's, Zaxby's, any one of them restaurants, people so nasty, and that customer service is whack. I be questioning, like, dang, do they train them in customer service, like proper customer service now? Like, they must don't do that no more. But it shows, like, it reflects in the business if you're not doing the work. People that got businesses, like entrepreneurs, and they still doing the same thing that they were doing 3 years ago in their business. Like, they still doing that same thing. Ain't nothing changed about their business. It's because they are not growing. They haven't done the work on themselves. It's because they haven't done the work. You want to go with me? Don't get the zoomies now. My dog started getting the zoomies while I'm walking him. I'll like put his leash down so he'll calm down a little bit. Come on, buddy. But yeah, they not doing the work on themselves. And that's why their business is not flourishing. Your business is going to grow with you. So as you grow, as you learn, your business is going to flourish. It's like your business growing and learning too. Because you're applying the knowledge, you're applying the lessons, you're applying what it is that you're learning. What it is that you're learning from, you're applying it to your business, and people going to notice that. And you're going to attract more customers. You're going to attract more clientele. That's how it works, y'all. That's how it works. That's how it works in parenting too. When you become a better person, your children become a better person. You're doing the work on yourself, it's going to show in your children's behavior. It's going to show in how your children show up, how they talk. Right? It shows in everything. Your finances. Your finances. When you start doing the work on yourself, it's going to show in your finances. It's going to show your finances. I'm looking at how many miles I done walked. Come on, buddy. It's going to show in your finances too. So, you complaining about your finances. So, listen, a lot of people out here struggling now. And you don't have to. Because there's multiple ways to make money. You should have multiple streams of income in 2025. You can't rely on no one source of income in 2025. No, ma'am, and no, sir. You can't. So if it's something that you want to do, invest in it. Invest in it. You know, people want to start businesses. Oh, I don't have money to start a business. You know, I want to get this. I want to get such and such and blah, blah, blah. to start my business, learn how to do everything first. When you start learning, you'll know what you need to invest in. You'll have everything that you want to invest in. You write down everything that you want in your business, but start with the basics. Start learning the basics of building a business foundation. Building a foundation for your business. Starting the LLC. Learning everything about the business that you want to learn, that you need to learn first before you try to like jump and go buy stuff. Because listen, it's programs out there, or it's hey, what I told you? What did I tell you? No, sir. Let's go. It's things out there that you can, sign up for to get loans. It's things that you can do to build your business credit and not have to come out of your own money. Like, listen, you gotta learn business foundation and learn how to use other people's money. Okay? Build a second stream of income or another stream of income, right? Use that money to fund your business. Don't be out here using your own money to fund that. Listen, it's ways around it, okay? And people be acting like it's just one way to do something. It ain't no one way. Multiple streams of income. You got to build multiple streams of income. You got to do something with what you got on the inside of you. Yeah, you got that job. What else can you do? What do you know how to do naturally? What do you know how to do naturally that you can maybe teach somebody else, right? And boom, there you go, another stream of income. What do you know how to do naturally that will help somebody else? Maybe you're a makeup artist. You helping people feel beautiful. Maybe you're a hairstylist. You're helping people feel good about their hair. Maybe you are an esthetician. You making people feel good about their skin, You waxing, you doing facials and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you're a barber. You're making men feel good. You're helping somebody. You're adding value, right? And so, if that is something that you're real good at, you know how to do, listen, you can literally, you don't have to, let's say this is your business. That's your business. You might not be working a 9 to 5. You might have a business. If that's something that you know how to do real good, and you feeling burnt out, but you want to make more money, you want to make more income, without taking on more clients, more customers or whatever, you can start teaching people how to do that thing. Listen, I can talk about creating multiple streams of income all day. I ain't gonna get on that in this video because this ain't what the video about. If y'all want to hear more about it, I'll have to make something. Start a membership or something. I don't know. But listen, what we just talking in this video, it ain't really, like my normal videos. But this, I'm gonna be putting up this type of content more often. But listen, you got to do the work on yourself, because if you don't do the work on yourself, it's going to reflect, and people that's actually doing the work on themselves, they going to see that. They ain't going to want to be around it. People who do the work on themselves, they love being by themselves. And so when they find somebody else that's doing the work on themselves, they want to be around that. They like to talk to you, Not like I want to be around that person so much. No, not like that. But like, if you call them or something like that, you need something, y'all have a good conversation. It's about business. It's about something productive, right? It's about growing. It's about doing new things. It's about goals. Listen, don't nobody want to be around nobody toxic. Somebody healthy? Oh, baby, listen. Since I done did the work on myself, I'm still doing the work on myself. Since I done got to the point to where I'm doing that every single day, but I don't want to be around nobody toxic. I don't want to be around nobody that's talking about somebody's business all the time. Somebody that ain't doing nothing with their life. I don't want to be around that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to judge you or anything, but that's a distraction for me, because I'm supposed to be focused on things that are beneficial for where God trying to take me, what God doing in my life. And so you got to shift your mindset. You got to grow. You got to grow. You got to mature. You got to do something different. Do something new. If you don't, you're going to keep repeating that same toxic cycle that you want to get out of so bad. You ain't gonna ever get out of that toxic cycle. You ain't gonna ever fix your finances. You ain't gonna ever get out of that toxic relationship if you don't change your mind. That's what repentance means, y'all. Y'all, we got, listen, you got to get out of that religious mindset too. That's another thing. That religious mindset, oh, well, the Bible say you love other people like you love yourself. Listen, if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else, period. Did you ever think about that when you read that verse? Oh, the Bible, you can't be selfish. That ain't godly. So self-love ain't godly. God is within us. We loving on ourselves. We poured into ourselves. You poured into yourself in order to pour into everybody else. Because when you pour your own cup, when you allow God to fill you up, allow God to fill all those voids in your life, and you pour it into you, guess what? That overflow goes onto everything else. That overflow goes onto your relationships, your friendships, your business, your finances, your parenting. That overflow, the overflow. Put that word in the comments, by the way, overflow. When you pour into you first, overflow. You get that overflow. You can't pour from no empty cup. We gotta get out of that religious mindset for real, because that's what's holding a lot of Christians back. That's what's keeping a lot of Christians broke, scared to make some money, scared to say no, scared to set boundaries. Why? Because of that religious mindset we've been trained to operate off of, that our grandmas and great-grandmas and mamas and all that kind of stuff passed down to us. And we don't even got to operate in that mess. That's that stuff that's keeping you stuck. I learned that a while ago. Listen, it took me a lot of unlearning. Still taking me a lot of unlearning to do. Because that mess hold you back. That is fear. Did you know there's a such thing as a religious spirit? That religious spirit will keep you bound, keep you stuck. Unlearn all them traditions that people done passed down to you. You ain't got to operate off of that. You're trying to impress somebody else. You only need, listen, the only way to please God is by faith. You cannot, without faith, you can't please God. You can't. So, who you trying to please with that religious mindset? Who you trying to please? Because it ain't God. You got to think about that. You got to think about this stuff. Like, the Bible is the literal rule book to life, the blueprint to living a successful life. God gives us the ability to be successful. He's the one who does this. He gives us everything we need to be successful, to be wealthy, to create generational wealth, to create the life that we want, that we deserve, that we desire, right? To help other people, to add value, to spread love, light, and positivity, to break out of these toxic cycles. He gives us the ability to do this. And we be out here stuck, creating our own suffering. Listen, you either create your own suffering or you create the life that you want. It's all a mindset shift. It's all a mindset thing. When the Bible is talking about your heart, it's talking about your mind, your subconscious mind. What is in your mind? What is your programming? What are you running off of? What operating system are you running off of? You got to think about this stuff. Sit with yourself long enough and stop trying to be on everybody's scene. Stop trying to be in everybody's face. Stop trying to go to every kickback, every little party, every whatever. Oh, I'm going over here to such and such house. Oh, we going to the function this weekend. You need to be sitting down somewhere and planning out that business that you just said you wanted to create, that you wanted to do, that you wanted to stop, that you wanted to create. You just said it a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Listen, I'm just telling you what I've learned and what is helping me. But I woke up with that on my mind, like, nothing changes if nothing changes. You got to do something new. You got to see yourself in a different situation. And you got to see that every single day and operate off of that every single day. Because if you don't, then nothing's going to change for you. Stop talking about you won't change. You actually don't want it if you ain't doing nothing about it. You probably just saying you want it to impress somebody. You probably just saying you want it to feel good. Stop saying it. Stop talking about it and be about it. Period. Break out of that toxic cycle. You got to break out of that. God got better for you. And it's a reason why you want better. It's because better exists in your future. Your future self is like, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to take that next step. I'm waiting for you to wake up. Hey, wake up. We're supposed to be over here, not in this toxic relationship. We're supposed to be wealthy, not broke. We're supposed to be able to communicate with our children. Get up. Hey, I'm over here. Like, your future is waiting on you to become. Put that word in the comments. Become. You got to become. You got to become the person that you were created to be. It's a part of you that wants to do something more. And that's the part of you that wants, that's the part of you that God created you to be. It want to come out. But that toxic programming that you got on the inside of you, that you need to unlearn and do something different, like you got that on the inside of you, which is why you feel trapped. You feel stuck. It's a mindset shift. It is. Constant mindset shifting. Constant growth. Constant doing something new. Constant going in a different direction. Repentance is changing your mind. That's it. That's what repentance is. Changing your mind and doing the right thing. Going in the opposite direction. That's it. It's either God's way or the enemy's way. Period. It ain't no in between. Your life is going to start to change when you start doing something different. When you wake up out of that slumber. That spiritual slumber that you've been in. You got to wake up. And I know, like, a lot of my words that I give people, it only resonate with a few people. It only resonate with a good amount of people, but it don't resonate with everybody. We ain't all in that same, on the same level, basically. A lot of people still stuck, still complaining, still wishing and hoping and not taking a step, not taking action. Like, you can't say, I'm just trusting God, and then just sit there and wait for change to fall out of the sky. It don't work like that. It do not work like that. It'll never work like that. Never have, never will. It ain't gonna fall out of the sky for you. No, you got to get up and take action. Faith without works is dead. Works is action. So you can say you trusting in God, you believe, you have faith, but if you ain't doing nothing after that, if you ain't putting in no action, it ain't gonna happen. If you ain't putting in no action, it ain't no need to talk about you believe. Because you actually don't. Because if you believe, then you would take action. Fear. Fear is the problem. Fear is holding you back. Fear is stopping you. Fear is blocking you. Fear is delaying you. Fear is getting in the way. Fear is the reason why you're stuck in that toxic relationship. You're scared to leave. You're scared to be alone. You're scared to be by yourself. Don't you know when you drop everything that does not belong to you, when you start doing the work on yourself, everything toxic falls off because it's weak. It doesn't have anything to hold on to. You already know you breaking that connection. When you elevate, everything that does not belong in your life falls off. Period. When you start dropping that extra baggage, the right things start to come into your life. It don't happen overnight. It'll never happen overnight. Nope. It's a process. It's a daily habit. Daily habits building habits daily. Doing new things daily. Shifting your mindset daily. Doing new things daily. It's a daily fight. It's a daily battle, period. And it gets easier the more you do it. You'll be able to see how the enemy is working in your life, how the enemy is trying you, how the enemy is trying to keep you bound, trying to keep you stuck, trying to distract you. you'll be able to see it for what it is and block it. Pray your way out of it. You got to shift your mindset. It starts with you. Okay? So put that in the comments before you leave out this video. It starts with me. Right? You got to go within and do the work. You can't change nothing on the outside of you. The only thing, something outside of you is going to change is if you go within and change. Everything starts within. It starts with you. Okay? It's going to start with you. Everything is spiritual before it's physical. The reason why you see what you see outside of you, that's something that you don't like, is because of your mindset around that thing. Listen, I could go on and on, but I think I done met my 2 miles. Let me see. Yep, I done hit my 2 miles. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I love y'all so much. Put your thoughts in the comments, whatever you need to put down there. And yeah. I'm going to go in here and get my day started. I love y'all so much. Happy Monday. And I'll talk to y'all in the next video.